What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rustomod. In this episode, we're going to be reviewing a fridge that's built by my friend Dan, and he's going to show you the whole walk around on this Crown Vic swap fridge. Without further ado, I'll take a look at this awesome fridge. All right, so who are you? Where can people find you, and what's up with this truck?
My name is Dan Madison. I'm on Instagram at MadisonDM. This is my 1960 F100 Crown Vic swap. Built this 6 months ago. Actually, a year yesterday we picked it up. Lance and I picked it up. You guys know Lance, he did the 66 build on Rustomod channel. Picked this up in Tennessee and swapped it with an 04 Vic chassis. So this entire thing is on all Crown Vic, suspension, wheels, tires, motor, interior, HVAC is all Crown Vic, basically just with the F100 shell on top.
So you cut the whole floor out of the Crown Vic and then cut the floor out of the F100 and put the floor on the body?
Right, yep. We used all the Crown Vic flooring and firewall. We took the F100 firewall all the way up to 4.5 inches, so we could get the lowest static drop possible without, turning and having a rubbing issue.
Doing a fridge style, is it a little bit more challenging than doing a 65, 66 style?
Yeah, I found it to be. So I originally started looking for a 66. I was slightly familiar with the process because we helped with Lance's swap on his 66. Just couldn't find any 66s that I liked, the color scheme. Found this on Marketplace and loved the black. Wilmington white, had great patina. So I just went out and bought it, not even knowing if the swap would really line up as well as it did on 66s. I just figured out to make it work. And it did turn out to be a little bit of a challenge. It is much narrower, cab is narrower. The engine bay, for the Crown Vic, I had to get really into the A-pillars and actually had to get into the heater box because I did want to keep the Crown Vic HVAC.
AC, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So is the wheelbase of a short bed 60 truck different? How much different is it than a Crown Vic?
I think it's 3.5 inches different.
Okay, so it's longer. The Crown Vic is longer?
Yes, the Crown Vic is longer. So
okay.
I had to actually play with that a little bit. You'll notice the front wheels are a little bit forward than normally, like centered on a wheel well, and the rear wheels I have a little bit back. Had to play with that and also with the bed gap.
Okay.
Trying to make it as universal as I could because it did end up being a shorter wheelbase than the 66s.
So you just cheated it a little bit, and it looks like you wouldn't know unless you pointed it out.
Try to make it as not as messy as possible. It worked out pretty good.
All right, so what's under the hood in this thing?
So it's the stock Crown Vic motor, 4.6 V8, all OEM. This car had 97,000 miles on it.
That's pretty low.
Pretty low miles, yep. Went through and did a lot of maintenance and stuff on it. But as you can see here, we talked about how tight it is. We did have to get into the heater box here, you can see.
Yeah.
We had to get into the heater box quite a bit, and we are as tight into the firewall and the Crown Vic and the wiring harness as we could get. Luckily, that did work out. There's a lot of cutting, a lot of fitting, putting up on lift, down on lift, back and forth. So it worked. Some other things you had to create. We had to cut about 6 inches of the frame horns off the front of the Crown Vic. We had to create our own core support mounts, which actually I used the stock F100 mounts and just flipped them and moved them in.
Oh, cool.
So that worked out pretty good. Rustomod built us a great set of brackets. In here for the front bumper. That was a challenge.
Yep.
So Rustomod did that. That was awesome. That finished off the
Yeah, one thing that we did on this bumper, and sorry about the wind, guys, it's a windy one today, but what we did on this bumper is it's difficult because the frame horns are almost right up where the grill is, so we had to extend the frame down and then make a bracket for the bumper to mount to, so you could still get to it, but it wasn't intrusive into the grill. But it worked out really well, I think, and it's pretty sturdy. Yeah.
So she's pretty raw right now. I haven't decided exactly which route I'm going to go with the interior, but I did have the seat done. Tommy, it seems ridiculous, is absolutely awesome. He does beautiful work, and I brought him the old stock seat. He refoamed it, redid the springs, covered it, did a beautiful back on it as well. super comfortable.
Nice.
Because I knew I was going to do a lot of driving.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be, you know, fairly comfortable. As you can see, the HVAC falls down quite a bit on the Crown Vic because, you know, the dash wraps around it so low. My thought is I would like to kind of get rid of all the stock HVAC and do like a vintage system.
Okay.
That I could go up under the dash.
Just make it a little bit more
a little
sleek.
cleaner, yeah. And get rid of the controls and stuff.
Yeah.
Same thing with the column. I'd like to do like an I did it column or something that keeps it tighter to the dashboard. Then, you know, maybe do some Dakota digitals or something like that. Carpet kit, you know, just kind of finish off the inside. But again, I just built it to be a driver. Yeah. You know, rat rod shop truck. You know.
Yep. So you can, I guess down here you can see where he had to section. There's actually, since I have a 59, I kind of know a little bit, but there's a step here.
Yep.
And it does kick up, but not that close, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously this is stock Crown Vic floor here, and we just welded a piece up here. Yeah, because that step goes in quite a bit, probably another 2 inches. But I thought it matched pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, it worked out pretty good.
Yeah,
we were able to keep, you know, all the stock hinges, everything shut really well. All the body lines, that was really important to me, like keep all the body lines really tight and straight.
Right.
I did take a little trick from Hot Rod Garage and do the puck system. Yep. To keep the bed tight and kind of all stable with the cab. Right. That worked out pretty good.
And so on the back here, I'm actually just noticing behind the seat.
Yep.
What did you have? Do you have to cut the back and extend the floor back, or?
So no, well, I kept the Crown Vic floor right up until where the cab ends right here. I kept the Crown Vic floor. Okay. So it is plated and welded on the back side. Right. And I just didn't plate it and weld it on the front side. Oh, okay. But this is the cab brace that's stock. Oh, okay. Stock F100 cab brace.
That's cool. All right, I didn't notice that. Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Now obviously that's where the gas tank
used to go, right? All right. So on the rear end of this truck, what'd you have to do to make that fit?
Yep, so again, all stock Crown Vic frame, rear end, gas tank. So I kept the gas tank and the gas tank shell because the gas tank shell actually mounts to the frame. It has its own body mounts. So that's what you see here that's where the gas tank is here in the middle, and that's where the neck is. I modified the neck, brought the neck up just so it was above the bedwood. At the bottom, in order to meet the new bed mount in the back, I Z'd the frame and just brought it down to meet my new mount. That worked out really good. Ran some nice mounts and carriage bolts through that. It's really solid. And then my original plan was to run a cap on this, like an aluminum cap. Oh, cool. And like you know, old school vintage cap. I bought one, didn't really like the way it looked. It was kind of higher than the cab and just wasn't really happy with it. So ended up doing like a bedwood frame. Just bought some angle iron and some 1x and did a little burnt wood and clear coat. That turned out pretty good. It gives me enough bed to kind of throw a cooler or some chairs or something in there.
Yeah, I like the look of the bed. I think it's one of the coolest parts.
Yeah, it's kind of vintage, and and I don't care about banging it up and throwing stuff in it. So
right. What's the story on the tailgate?
So the tailgate originally was really rotten and bent up. It had great colors, but it was just bent up and really bad. So found a guy on Instagram that actually building he was actually building also a Vic frame. So he sold me a tailgate. It was red. And then when I got it at the house, I was like, man, I think that thing's black underneath. So we started sanding away, and it matches pretty well.
So you just sanded it down, and it's literally the same color?
Yeah, Scotch Brite, same black. Came from the same year truck, so yeah, the black matches well.
Awesome. And these tailgates are super hard to find.
Super hard to find, and they're always bowed and broken, and usually these rails are all rotten.
Yeah, this one's in good shape.
The only rust repair I did on the whole truck was these bed caps. Yep. So they were super rotten, you know, leaves and stuff, water sitting in there for years and years. There's a company, and I can't remember the name of the company right now, but they're really good. They're up in New England, I think, in Massachusetts. They sell these bed caps, and they're super thick metal, good stuff. So welded those on and kind of patina matched them the best we could.
Yeah, they look really good. I wouldn't even know that you replaced them.
Yeah, honestly. Thank you. Yeah. And then just the rear bumper was kind of the same deal with Rustomod, and when they helped me out with the front bumper. Just actually used the stock brackets and flipped them, then modified and welded them up to the new bed mount. So
sweet. Yeah, they look really good.
And it's easily removable, so you know, in case it does have to come off.
And you got all the bumpers and everything with the truck whenever you got it?
The bumpers were on the truck, so the truck was complete when I got it.
Nice.
And actually, the first week I had it, I just did my best and I got it running.
Yeah.
It had a really bad valve tick and it smoked really bad, but it was the inline stick and it ran. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, funny, the fender liners and the radiator that are in the fridge Sasquatch truck are from this truck, because they're so hard to find parts for this thing. So
donation.
Yeah. So pretty cool. So you're just running the Crown Vic wheels?
Yes. So Crown Vic stock 16-inch Steelies. I did have to go to a smaller tire. So this Vic actually came on 17s, and I wanted to bring it down a little bit. And also, I wanted to bring the static drop as low as I could, so I went to the 16. It's a 205/60 on the rear. It is pretty narrow, but that's all I had to run in order to get between these fenders. I didn't want to cut the fenders. We did roll them, but I didn't want to cut them or extend them or something. On the front, I had to go to a smaller tire just to get full turn. Again, this is only because I wanted to be as static low as possible. You could be much higher and run a bigger tire. But these are 205s up front, 205/50s. Throw Bros actually sells a control arm that is much narrower, so to bring the tire in. I may look into that eventually so I can run a bigger tire up front.
Yeah. So that would help you too with do you rub at all when you turn and stuff?
On full turn on this side I rub,
yeah.
But I think mainly it's because of this dent.
Right.
Which I haven't tried to work out yet. But yeah, on that side we're good, and in the rear we're good. Now we did have to upgrade to a different shock in the rear to stop from rubbing. But yeah.
Now your dash is one thing that I thought was really cool. Did you have to just integrate the Crown Vic dash to the fridge dash?
Well, you don't have to. There's a couple different methods. Some guys do their best and cut 3 circles to include the main dash. I chose to cut it all out so I could have all the dummy lights and all the gas light and all that good stuff. This way I used all the Crown Vic wiring, didn't have to rewire anything. The big thing on all these swaps is like wiring. Yeah. There's so much wiring in a Crown Vic, it's insane. Every door has like 3 pounds of wiring, it's just insane. So when you pull this wiring off, I just taped and marked everything, like, so it was almost impossible to screw it up. So I didn't want to cut anything I didn't want to lose. So I just cut this square out for the dash, and just mounted the dash, had it riveted to the dashboard, and then this way I can also pull this dash plaque off, and everything's really removable, really accessible.
Sweet.
Another thing about the Crown Vic is it's hard, is because I didn't want to cut any of the wiring, I didn't extend any of the wiring as well.
Yeah.
So you're kind of limited in where you can throw things. So this is the fuse block here, and then the light controls. Again, that was kind of as far as they would go, and I just kind of put a little
plate there.
Yeah, a little plate there, put them out there.
Cool. And it's a good spot, you reach everything.
Yeah, you can reach everything very easy. And like I said, we kept the Crown Vic column for right now, but, just to integrate, it still has tilt, turning signals, all that good stuff.
I like how you did the center cap in the wheel. That's sweet.
That's off the stock wheel, kept that.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Just a little touch.
Awesome, man. All right, well, thank you so much for showing us this thing, and we'll be looking to see this thing at our Patina Party car show on August 13th. So
be there.
Dan's gonna be there.
Absolutely.
Lance is gonna be there. All of our buddies are gonna be there. So you have to check that out. Yeah, I'm really excited. All right, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to stay tuned for more awesome cars like this one. Make sure you also check out our Patina Party car show that we're having August 13th at Maryland International Raceway. We'll see you guys on the next episode.